Hi guys, welcome to our strength sessions. This is week 2, session number 1. Okay, we've got an upper body session for you here, so a mixture of pushing and pulling movements and some like core and stability work involved in all of these as well. Okay, so first movement we've got some single arm rows, some tempo single arm rows. Then we've got your superset of some press ups and reverse flies. And then to finish off, we've got a little 8-minute finisher you're going to move through, and that is some single arm Z press. We've got some plank pull throughs and some strict sit-ups in there. Okay, so first up is your single arm rows. So I'll just demo the movement first, what we're looking for, and then we'll talk a little bit about the tempos and what they mean. Okay, so single arm row, we're going for this nice solid bent over position. So I'm going staggered foot position. So weight in my right hand, I'm going to use my right hand, right arm here. I'm going left foot forward, right foot back. Okay, that allows me to hinge forward. I've got that freedom to hinge forward and let the weight hang. So left foot forward, weight in the right arm. So setting that nice and solid. You can rest that left arm, you can set something up to rest on or rest on your knee if you want to, or you can just hold that position in there. And then what we're looking for is sort of retracting that shoulder blade, pulling the weight in to the side of the torso. Okay, we're going to add a pause in there, I'll talk a little bit more about that, and then a controlled eccentric coming back down. Okay, so it's pull, pause and hold, and then come back down. Okay, and we're going to be going for 4 to 6 reps each arm. Okay, so do 4 to 6 on one arm, 4 to 6 on the other. Okay, so the tempo, what we're doing in there, and just assuming your weight allows this tempo, so slowing things down, we've got a pause at the top position, and we've got a slow eccentric. Okay, that's going to increase your time under tension, make the work feel a lot harder in there. So the tempo in there is assuming that the weight that you've got allows you to maintain form and work through the reps at that tempo. If your weight's already pretty challenging and you haven't got access to anything lighter, you could reduce the tempo of the pauses or get rid of the tempo and just go for conventional reps in there. Okay, but when we talk about tempo, so we're doing a 3-1-X-3. So that first 3 is your eccentric. Okay, the 1 in there is like a pause at the end of the eccentric. The third digit, or the X in there, is our concentric, and then the final digit in there, which we're doing as a 3, is our pause at the end of the concentric. Okay, so what we have got in there for our bent over row, we start with the concentric, which is an X. So that is a nice solid pull. Then we've got our 3-second pause. Okay, then we've got a 3-second eccentric, and then just a second at the end range to reset and go again. So pull, hold for 3, 3 seconds down, and then a second just to breathe and reset. Okay, so that's a lot of time under tension over those like 4 to 6 reps in there, and that'll work nicely to challenge you, help get you stronger. Okay, so that is our single arm row. The second part of the session is going to be a superset of press ups and some reverse flies. Okay, so for your press ups, we've put 10 to 20 reps in there. I would go with the most difficult variation that you can get at least 10 reps out. Okay, so let's say if you could do 10 full press ups, that is preferable to doing 20 at an incline from your knees. Okay, so nice solid reps, working through. Okay, keeping that midline nice and tight. Scale them, you can use like a chair, arm of a sofa, something like that, kitchen worktop, just to go to an incline, and we can do that same movement just from a different angle, which makes it a little bit easier. Okay, as we increase the height that our hands are on, the exercise is going to get easier and easier. Okay, so looking for like 10 to 20 reps. That can be the same on each round. You can do 4 rounds in total. It might reduce from round to round if you're starting to fatigue through there. Okay, we're going to superset that. So once you've done the press ups, have a short rest. We can pretty much go straight into some reverse flies. Okay, so what we're looking for your reverse fly. Don't need significant weight for this. Certainly probably going to be lighter than what you're using for your single arm row. Okay, so you haven't got access to lighter loads. What you can work with on these, just find something that's a few kilograms, maybe a big bottle of water, something like that, 2 litre bottle of water, something. You can get something weighing anything from 1 to 10 kilos. Going to be different for different people. Okay, we're going to 10 to 20 reps on these, so it's fairly high volume. Okay, so we've got your dumbbells in there. We've got that nice bent over position. Okay, so similar to the single arm row, except we've got feet together, so feet under the hips and in line in there, and then you're going to fly and come back in. Okay. The other thing there that you can do to adapt the difficulty, so the more bend you put through the elbow, the easier that is going to be, so the shorter the lever. If you're completely straight arms when you're coming out, that would be the hardest variation. Let's say I've got a pair of 5 kilo dumbbells and I'm out here, that's going to be harder than if I start with my elbows bent and do a fly with my elbows bent. Okay, having said that, just remember when you're doing the fly, we're not looking at bending while we're doing the fly. Whatever angle you set your elbow at, we want to fix that, and the fly motion will just come from the shoulder. Okay, so that's your press ups and reverse flies, and then you finish at 8 minutes for quality. So we've got a single arm Z press, we've got 5 each arm. So we're looking for Z press, just seated, just straddle that leg position, don't have to be as wide as you can, just go wide, little bend through the knees, make yourself comfortable, strong in there, keep that midline nice and tight. I'm just doing a strict overhead press. Okay, out and in for 5 reps, assuming you can do that with your load. If you can't, you can work from a standing position, and you might feel a bit stronger in there. And if you can't do that, you can do from a standing position with a little dip and drive, so like a push press in there for 5 reps each arm. Okay, so you've got 5 overhead press, so ideally that seated Z press, we can adapt that. Then we've got 10 plank pull-throughs, so again using your load. We're going to go to a straight arm plank, just set that load up in line with your chest and just outside the width of your body. Okay, so there's my start position. Load is on my right hand side, I'm going to grab it with my left arm, pull through, that's 1, come back 2, and just looking to do this nice and controlled, so I'm not rushing to try and pull them through, I'm pulling it off the floor, pull it through, place it down, and just keeping that nice and controlled. The key here, holding that straight arm plank position, is to keep all this nice and tight, try and avoid bending the legs and rotating around. Okay, so keeping everything nice and solid. So 10 reps of those, and then 15 strict sit-ups. So our strict sit-up is basically getting rid of any momentum from the arms. Okay, so we'll set up, gonna dig the heels into the floor, work hard to keep them fixed down. Okay, you could go arms by your side. We can work up and back in there, not letting them feet come off the floor. If I want to make that harder, I can just bring them hands back, and we can work with hands on the side of the head. They should be tougher in there. So we'll strict sit-ups, really focus. We'll initiate that rep by coming up, we're hollowing out. Okay, creating that hollow engagement through the midline, and working all the way through there without them feet lifting up. I'm trying to avoid using that momentum out the bottom of the arms. Okay, so it's 15 sit-ups. And those 3 movements just going to work through for 8 minutes. Okay.